Hello everyone, this is James Song here. Welcome back to the TOEFL show. This is episode 52 of the TOEFL show, and I have a great show ready for you right now. Today, I'm giving you a complete and full TOEFL speaking test. It has all 4 questions, just like the real TOEFL test. So I hope you are ready for this. As you know, TOEFL speaking test is very quick and dynamic, so you need to concentrate 100% and be ready. Okay? Are you ready? Let's start this TOEFL speaking test right now. Let's go, guys.
In this question, you will be asked to give your opinion about a familiar topic. After you hear the question, you will have 15 seconds to prepare your response and 45 seconds to speak. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Parents should be involved in the process of helping their children to choose a career. Use specific examples and details to support your opinion.
Please prepare your answer after the beep. Please begin speaking after the beep.
In this question, you will read a short passage about a campus situation and then listen to a talk on the same topic. You will then answer a question using information from both the reading passage and the talk. After the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. Read a student letter from the campus newspaper. Begin reading now. Now listen to 2 students discussing the letter.
So, Jane, what do you think of Eric's proposal?
I'm all for it.
So you think it's true, what he says about the problems with the way it's been done?
Well, yeah, I do. Take his first reason. Like, I know you don't drive, but I do drive here every day, so I need a place to park my car. And remember last year when they decided to repair some of the parking lots?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. There was a lot of work going on, wasn't there? Starting in December.
Right. At least 4 lots were closed, and that meant there weren't enough parking spots for students and professors' cars. I usually had to circle around looking for parking on one of the streets, and then walk from the street all the way to my classes.
That's annoying.
Yeah, and it happened to a lot of other people in my classes, too. People were always arriving late because of all the trouble they had parking. Sometimes even my professors were late.
Yeah.
And also, his second point, that makes sense too. I mean, for instance, part of the reason those parking lot repairs last year took so long was because of the big snowstorms. They had to keep stopping, sometimes for a week or two at a time, because of snow and ice on the ground.
Yeah, I remember that. We had a bunch of big snowstorms right in a row last year.
Yeah, so with all that starting and stopping because of the weather, the job took them a lot longer to finish.
The woman expresses her opinion about the student's proposal. Briefly summarize the proposal, then state her opinion about the proposal, and explain the reason she gives for holding that opinion.
Please prepare your answer after the beep. Please begin speaking after the beep.
In this question, you will read a short passage on an academic subject and then listen to a talk on the same topic. You will then answer a question using information from both the reading passage and the talk. After the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. Read a passage about emotional intelligence from a psychology textbook. You will have 45 seconds to read the passage. Begin reading now. Now listen to part of a lecture in a psychology class.
So here's an example. My daughter had a friend over to our house recently, and they decided to watch a movie together. Only they got into an argument because they couldn't agree on what movie to watch. My daughter started to get quite upset during the argument, which wasn't like her at all. But then my daughter stopped and thought about why she was so upset. She realized her reaction was inappropriate, and she also realized she wasn't really upset with her friend. There was something else bothering her. You see, she had just gotten this summer job as a camp counselor for children, and she was feeling a lot of worry and stress about how well she would do since she'd never worked with children before. So she figured out that she wasn't upset about what movie to watch with her friend, but about starting her new job. She really wanted it to go well. She wanted the kids to like her. And when she understood this, she stopped arguing with her friend and apologized to her. She told her friend how anxious she felt about starting the job and how sorry she was about getting upset with her. And her friend encouraged her, saying she'd do great at the job. So my daughter felt better, and they relaxed and had fun together, the same as always.
Explain how the example from the lecture illustrates the concept of emotional intelligence.
Please prepare your answer after the beep. Please begin speaking after the beep.
In this question, you will listen to a short lecture. You will then be asked to summarize important information from the lecture. After you hear the question, you will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. Listen to part of a lecture in an archaeology class.
Okay, so as we know, archaeologists discover objects from past civilizations. Stuff like old pottery, old tools, even sometimes old bits of fabric. And they examine these artifacts to learn about past civilizations. But why are some artifacts preserved well enough to last for thousands of years, while others just wear away and disappear? Well, a lot of it has to do with the environmental conditions in the area where the artifacts are found. Artifacts are preserved better in environments where the bacteria that cause decay are less likely to grow. So let's look at two environmental conditions that discourage bacterial growth and thus help preserve archaeological artifacts. One environmental condition that inhibits bacterial growth and helps preserve artifacts is aridity, lack of moisture. Bacteria that cause decay can't survive well in dry environments, and artifacts don't decay as fast in arid climates without much moisture. So many of the best preserved archaeological artifacts have been found in such climates. For example, in the deserts of Egypt, archaeologists have found tombs more than 2,000 years old with brightly colored wall paintings in them. And those wall paintings? Well, their colors were still as clear and bright as a painting made today. Another environmental condition is lack of oxygen. Bacteria, like all living things, depend on oxygen to grow. So when there's no oxygen present, they can't grow and cause decay. So artifacts are usually well preserved when they end up in environments that contain little or no oxygen, like, for example, the bottom of the ocean, which is where archaeologists found an ancient ship that had sunk and settled into the mud at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea. The ship was carrying vases, and the vases were still intact and remarkably well preserved.
Using points and examples from the lecture, explain two environmental conditions that help preserve archaeological artifacts. You have 20 seconds to prepare. Stop preparing now. You have 60 seconds to speak. Start speaking now.